Funeral Honors Team. She earned her veteran status by deploying to the Middle East from January 2022 to September of 23. Carly is a 2021 graduate of LaMoure High School, and she graduated from Valley City State University last weekend with a major in applied kinesiology and minors in athletic coaching and strength and conditioning. She is also the team captain of the cross country and track team. Her future plans including continuing her education as a grad assistant while working toward her master's degree at Valley City State. Carly is the daughter of Christoph and Kelly Just of Berlin, granddaughter of Jim and Connie Bitz, and Myron and Ruth Just, and Ellen Just, and great-granddaughter of Eileen Fromberg. Ladies and gentlemen, Carly Just.
Thank you for all being here today. It is a true honor to stand before you on Memorial Day as we come together to remember and honor the brave men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice to serve our country. Memorial Day is more than just a day off or the unofficial start of summer. It is a solemn day of remembrance, a day when our nation pauses to reflect on the true cost of freedom. While we speak broadly about sacrifice in the military, today we focus on a very specific and profound sacrifice, the sacrifice of those who never returned home, those who left behind families, futures, and dreams so that we might continue to pursue ours. Their service demands more than a passing thought. It deserves our full attention, our deepest gratitude, and our active remembrance. Not today, but every day. Throughout Memorial Day, we honor those who gave their lives. It is also a moment to recognize those who are willing to make that sacrifice. The veterans who return home carry their own burdens, some visible, many invisible, and yet they continue to serve through leadership, mentorship, and by showing us what it means to live with purpose and honor. If you have served or are currently serving in the U.S. Armed Forces, please stand. Thank you. Your sacrifice, your strength, and your continued presence in our communities enrich us all. You are true heroes. Let us honor these veterans with a round of applause. You may be seated. Let us never take for granted what have been given to us. Let us strive to be worthy of the sacrifices made on their behalf. And let us promise as a united community and nation that we will always remember. One simple way I encourage you to honor and remember our country's brave men and women is through a small but meaningful act, writing a letter. It requires just 4 things: a stamp, an envelope, a pen, and a piece of paper. Writing a letter can make a profound difference in the life of a soldier going through training, and it is a heartfelt way to pay tribute to those who have served. Mail call. In today's world where most communication is instantaneous and digital, these 2 words may hold little meaning for many Americans. However, for the Americans who have enlisted in the U.S. Armed Forces, hearing mail call is one of the sweetest and most anticipated sounds. It represents a connection to home, a moment when writing letters, care packages, and messages from loved ones arrive to break through the isolation and challenges of military life. In those moments, soldiers are reminded that they are not forgotten and that their sacrifices are deeply appreciated, even from miles away. I am honored to be among the approximate 1% of Americans who have chosen to enlist in the United States Armed Forces. My decision to pursue this path was motivated by a commitment to serve my country and honor the legacy of my grandpa, Jim Bitz, who served in the U.S. Army from January 1969 to August 1970 during the Vietnam War. I officially enlisted on January 30th, 2020, opting to complete the split training program. This allowed me to undertake basic training during the summer preceding my senior year of high school, followed by my advanced individualized training in the summer immediately after my graduation. In June of 2020, after a socially distant goodbye parade through my farm near Berlin, I left for basic training for 12 weeks at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. It was the height of the pandemic, so I did not have the opportunity to attend any type of training or drill weekends to prepare me for basic training. I was away from my family, my farm, and my friends. The heat was brutal, the schedule relentless, and every day tested me mentally and physically. But I was determined to finish, and I crossed the finish line. I graduated from Army basic training virtually since my family couldn't attend due to COVID. After my high school graduation, I returned to Fort Leonard for my advanced individual training to become a military police soldier. The routine was the same: hot, humid, grueling, and demanding. But this time, I finished as the Iron Woman Soldier, earning the highest score on the Army Combat Fitness test among all the women in my training. This honor meant the world to me, especially since my grandpa had earned the Iron Man title in his training years ago. Surprising him on my graduation with this shared achievement is something I'll never forget. In the terms of communication with the outside world of Fort Leonard Wood during basic training at AIT, I only had access to my phone for around 5 minutes every Sunday if my unit earned those 5 minutes. Letters from home were what kept me giving me the strength to succeed. I received letters daily from family, friends, teachers, church members, and community members. Some shared stories about what happened back home, some wrote Bible verse and inspirational messages, and some included news, headlines, and articles to help me make sense of what was happening in the world. Mail call happened daily, and words cannot describe how I felt during those words shouted by my drill sergeants. The sergeants would appear with huge bags of mail while the soldiers were in formation, and they would dump these bags out, pick up a letter, call a name, and throw it out into a sea of soldiers. It was your job to find that letter that was thrown into the group. We were just so grateful to receive something that we didn't care about fighting your way through the crowd to receive these letters and packages. After the mail call, the packages were distributed, and we had 2 minutes to eat any snacks and dump out all the items for inspection. Every single photo and news clipping was checked by the sergeants to make sure the material was appropriate. During basic training, I earned the nickname Cowgirl due to the daily photographs my mom sent me from my family's farm. These photos showcase various aspects of rural life, including livestock, my feathered and furry friends, crops, and family members. But it was a picture of my goat Pepper that generated the most excitement. Whenever a letter with Pepper's picture arrived, it was eagerly shared among my fellow trainees. Even the drill sergeants expressed their appreciation for these photos. This experience underscored for me the powerful role that simple personal connections can play in fostering resilience during challenging times. All of the care packages I received meant the world to me, and I especially appreciated each and every one. But the ones that were my favorite was from Mrs. Deanne Dolphy, my favorite teacher. They were truly unforgettable. When sending mail to soldiers during basic training, there were certain rules to follow. Keep it simple, no stickers, no bright colored envelopes, just plain and discreet. So it didn't attract unwanted attention from drill sergeants who might use it as an excuse to make fun of you. It's also recommended to send small snack-sized portions of food because you only get about 2 minutes to eat. Well, Mrs. Dolphy knew all of this, and I had shared it with her, but she completely ignored these rules in the best way. Her packages were bright pink, covered in stickers, and packed with giant family-sized boxes of Oreos and Cheez-Its, my favorites. When I was in basic training, she wrote to me nearly every day. Sometimes she sent ridiculous cards, birthday cards when it wasn't my birthday, congratulations on the new baby cards when I definitely wasn't having a baby, and Christmas cards in the middle of summer, and so on. Each one of these made me smile, lifted my spirits, and reminded me of home. I treasured every single one of those letters, and I missed her tremendously. Imagine being a soldier who had to watch all this excitement unfold, and your name was never called during mail call. This happened to some of my friends, and I felt guilty about receiving so many letters. One Sunday, I shared with my family about these soldiers. My mom shared their names and addresses with family and community members, and before long, they all started receiving letters and packages from all over the Midwest. It made me so proud to be from North Dakota, where everyone is treated like family. I served in the Middle East from September 2022 to July 2023, assigned to a mission providing airport security in Kuwait, a strategic hub for U.S. and coordinating forces operating through the region. This base, which spans an area comparable to the size of Jamestown, played a crucial role in facilitating the movement of military personnel and equipment in and out of the Middle East. In addition to my primary duties in Kuwait, I also participated in a 2-week mission in Jordan, further expanding my operational experiences. During my deployment, I maximized my free time by engaging in activities that promoted well-being and morale. I logged countless miles on runs, organized and led a run club for my fellow service members, established a lending library to foster the culture of learning and connection, and participated in numerous USO-sponsored events. Despite being stationed miles away from home, I was able to stay connected with my family through weekly phone calls and letters. Reflecting on this experience, I gained a profound appreciation for modern communication methods and an invaluable support they provided to deployed service members, something that was not readily available for those who served in earlier generations. I have one more story to share that I truly feel captures the power of letters from home. It's about 2 of my favorite people who hold a very special place in my heart, and how their lives were forever changed because of letters exchanged during time of war. In 1969, my grandpa Jim was serving in the United States Army during the Vietnam War. My grandma Connie was babysitting his niece and nephew, Corey and Darcy Kluger. Corey and Darcy took the time to write letters to Uncle Jim, and since my grandma was babysitting the kids, she began to write letters to him as well. At this time, my grandparents had never met, and through their letters, the connection was made. When my grandpa returned home from war, he sought out the babysitter who had brightened his days through letters. And now, more than 50 years later, I can't help but smile when I tell how their love story began. I want to leave you with a heartfelt challenge. If you know a young man or woman who's serving our country, reach out to their family and ask for an address. Take just a few moments to write a letter from home. Your words can bring comfort, encouragement, and powerful reminder they are not forgotten. Let's make their mail call a moment of joy and connection, just as mine was, and to show gratitude for courage and sacrifice. God bless our fallen, our veterans, and the United States of America. Thank you.